In the previous video, we made a reasonable guess about how Jesus was born. Jesus' upbringing was so amazing that it is hard to believe how it could have happened. What lessons can you learn from this new interpretation of the birth of Jesus? Let's think about what implications Jesus' birth has for marriage, gender equality, and children's rights for modern people. 1. Which one is God teaching? A. Even if you become pregnant through sexual violence, you have to have a child. B. Neither man nor woman should have children through sexual violence. What do you think? Only the stepfather Joseph left his name, but we cannot find the name of the biological father of Jesus. And Jesus taught us not to commit adultery. 2. Which one did God prepare for the birth of Jesus? A. Having a child alone without preparation. B. Preparing for childbirth for both the man and woman. Remember, Mary and Joseph were people preparing to get married. 3. Considering the birth of Jesus, which marriage seemed better in God's eyes? A. A man helped pregnant Mary, and she was so grateful that she married him without love. B. Joseph, who had the courage to marry Mary, even though his fiancée became pregnant through sexual violence. Remember, Mary and Joseph were already engaged to get married. 4. Which one did God prepare for the birth of Jesus? A. Mary became pregnant due to sexual violence, so her fiancé broke off the engagement and became a single mother. B. Mary and Joseph overcame sexual violence and they raised Jesus with love. Why did God allow Mary and Joseph to overcome sexual violence, successfully marry, and raise Jesus with love? 5. Why did God have Joseph, his righteous adoptive father, raise Jesus rather than his biological father, who committed sexual violence and ran away? Let's assume that a man who committed sexual violence and ran away was captured and forced to marry Mary. How likely is it that he protected baby Jesus like Joseph and raised him with love? 6. Is it right or wrong to stigmatize and discriminate against women who have been sexually assaulted? God took care of Mary so she would not be lacking anything compared to married women who were pregnant with their husband's child. 7. How was it important for both Joseph and Mary to receive emotional support after sexual violence? The Virgin Mary received congratulations on her pregnancy from a relative Elizabeth and stayed at her house for 3 months. Joseph was about to break off his engagement quietly, but in a dream he also received a revelation. Is it right or wrong to discriminate against a child born of sexual violence in the family or society? Jesus did a lot of good things, but guess what happened? Was he discriminated against because of his background or not? 9. Which one did Mary and Joseph choose? A. It was better for the parents to raise Jesus by hiding the fact that he was conceived through sexual violence. B. Thanks to his parents' love for Jesus, he overcame the pain of birth and grew mentally. However, I don't think there is a need to unnecessarily disclose one's private life. I do not recommend that people forcibly share painful stories when they are not mentally prepared. 10. Which one is true? A. The disciples believed that Jesus was miraculously conceived by the Virgin Mary. B. The disciples knew the truth, but they wrote about Jesus' birth in a way that was respectful of their teacher. Let's read the Bible again carefully from a different perspective. You may discover that new interpretations are possible. In your opinion, which one teaches us more? Born by a miracle and living a highly successful life, or Jesus was raised by his parents with love even though trials, and died leaving great love to the world. What kind of a miracle do you think we need? Jesus, who was born miraculously and showed the power of God, or Jesus, who was a human being but overcame hardships and showed deep faith? What does it really mean to believe that Jesus was born with the Holy Spirit?